Right, Astro DJ's got one I know very well, and pretty much all of you will as well, I reckon. I think it's Bon Jovi, but it's definitely Wanted Dead or Alive. The thing is, whoever this is that's wanted didn't do the crime. So, we'll see if that comes out anywhere in the next few days on air. Wanted Dead or Alive. And I don't really think they want him alive. Somebody's going to get framed. Wanted Dead or Alive. Somebody getting blamed for something they didn't do. So let's see what this is about then, shall we? Excuse me. Started already. I know there'll be a lot of you tuning out because of me coughing, but there's nothing I can do till this my lungs sorted out, so just have to bear with me. So here we go. Wanted Dead or Alive. Today's card is the wish, and it's right there, just as I said it, it put it down. Unfortunately, those wishes and dreams can't come true right now. We shall find out why. Okay. So we know why really though, don't we? Because that card requires us to face the chaos head on, calm. Because remember what they said, calmness is your biggest weapon. There's a codependent situation that's been going on for at least 9 years. Somebody who can't stand on their own 2 feet. Somebody who isn't independent. And they will find no peace. And there's the tower in the background until they do. No action is being taken. There's no passion in life anymore. It may be that it's just put off for a day, but Spirit tried to give you that edge to make you want to take action, and you didn't. That bolt of lightning. But because of this codependent situation, you stopped. The name Simon, Peter, religion, marriages, friendships, whatever it is. Blessed 3 times, 3 blessings. There's 2 keys there, the gold and the silver, and we know what that means, don't we? You have to choose. You're going to bind yourself to the spiritual or the material. You're going to live your life being owned, or you're going to live your life being free. Because that's the choice. Taurus energy, 5th or the 23rd. Wherever you see those numbers, positive. It's about speaking your truth, especially about material matters. It's about teachers, institutions. It's about playing the game. Something has firm foundations. Something, a new team, a green light to go. It could be that you've just finished a course of study and now you can make a profit from it. Or it could be that you've finally decided to go it alone, start your own business. But your wishes and dreams can't come true until you face your demons. Something from the past. You're deciding to dim your light rather than confront this issue. Aquarius energy, which we're going into. We'll look at the astrology in a minute. Aquarius moon. It's negative energy, the 17. The red rose is there. And there is financial success. So that material is there for you to have. And some of you are chucking yourself into work. This is a Leo or a Leo cusper of any gender. So early Leo is Cancer, late Leo is Virgo. You will have to walk this path alone. Spirit can't make this decision for you. And some of you are deciding to turn your back on the spiritual and live in the material. There's 2 dogs there, those born in the years of the dog, or 2 pets. Snakes, 2 snakes, possibly medical, possibly hospital doors, they're locked down again, binding you to the material world. The moon is there watching, and there's impatience here, imbalance, that wonky table. Those foundations aren't as strong as you think they are. So you need to find a new team. That extra leg that you need for that table is there, but it's in the negative. And when you turn those both around, you have patience. You have a firm foundation, 4 rods. But right now, they're in the negative because you refuse to take action. So we're going to see what it says. The 17. The moon is in Capricorn. It enters Aquarius on the 18th. So there is something to be settled first on the 17th. I'm just going to look at the 5th of March and the 23rd of February. The 23rd of February will already be into Pisces. And the moon will be in Aries. And we go on to the 5th. And Venus semi-sextiles Uranus. Venus is about love or money. Expect a surprise. You'll enjoy being spontaneous. The moon is in Leo. So there we go. Spot on. So that 5th and 23rd, massively important. 17 is negative. So today is a day for looking back, possibly going within and realising that you have to face the chaos. You can't ignore it anymore. Health issues have to be dealt with. You need to demand respect and give it, and speak your truth. Yeah, there is something that is postponed for at least a day. It could be a celebration, it could be a reunion, it could be a get-together. There is a third party. It doesn't have to be romantic, it can be friends, relatives, whatever it is that's coming between you. And Spirit is saying you must take action. This man does what he says he's going to do. If it isn't a man, it's Aries energy, which we just talked about in the astrology. The 23rd or the 5th, I can't remember which it was. The moon goes into Aries. So I think it must be the 23rd because it goes into Leo on the 5th. So he does what he says he's going to do. Like, I call him the Ron Seal man because Ron Seal does what it says on the tin. Early Aries cusper is Pisces. Late Aries is Taurus. A man of action, a man of passion. These two are a couple. So a friendship or a marriage. Somebody staying in the comfort zone. Scorpio energy. Refusing to transform their energy. Refusing to let something end so something new can begin. The 13. The death card. It's not a death per se. It's something that needs to end or you will never have that dream come true. You've got 2 3s. Somebody's blocked, somebody's not communicating. Could be children, could be child maintenance, could be the checks not in the post. It's a lack of grounding. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. The only one we haven't got here so far is Capricorn. We've got Taurus and Virgo both mentioned. Could be a negative person in uniform or of a darker complexion. Again, we've got no action. No action is taken. No passion. Impotence. Someone needs peace of mind, a day off, rest, to heal. So maybe that's why you're retreating. Before they move on. And somebody needs to move on towards success, from stormy waters to calmer ones. 6 weeks. So the hoarding, somebody may be putting money away, waiting for their escape. Greed could be a factor. Holding on too tightly to the old way of doing things, the outcome of a situation, or the control of other people for years. It's time to walk away. It's time to come out of that comfort zone and turn your back. 8 months. So yeah, someone's been found out for their deceit and lies, taking credit for maybe what you've done, or getting away with something while your attention was elsewhere. 7 weeks. You're feeling lonely in a room full of people, isolated, half erased. 5 years. Medical matters could have been an issue. And there it is. Spirit wants you to listen. You're not listening to Spirit. You're in the dark. And you need to turn your back on the material things in life. Easier said than done, I know. But you will never find yourself until you do. And there's the major arcana of the Aries. So we've got Virgo, 9 or 27, depends on which key you choose, the material or the spiritual. This is a boss, a government official, the main man in your life, the divine masculine, Aries energy. 4 or 31. This is self-esteem, self-respect, looking the world in the eye. It's about giving yourself a makeover maybe, or just getting up in the morning and getting a shave and making your bed is an accomplishment. But it's having that respect for yourself, enough respect to walk away. That will bring you success, because now we have the Empress, a couple again. The divine feminine is unhappy. The world, Mother Earth, is unhappy. Where you are is stagnant. There is no growth. There will be arguments with a woman. Lack of fertility, sterilisation, terminations, or failed pregnancies. So there could be a lot of medical issues here. Feeling, although the impotence would suggest a man feeling that you are not attractive anymore. It's Taurus energy again. It is mothers, mother-in-laws, mothers of your children. So we go back possibly to that somebody lying about money and somebody not getting their maintenance. For some of you, that's as simple as it is. But yeah, the 3 over 30, massively important. Negative energy. Not going that far into the future with the astrology, so yeah, a missed opportunity. Someone didn't take that gift that Spirit gave them of a new life, a new beginning, a new home, a new business. They didn't walk through that portal a year ago. It's because they wanted to stay in the comfort zone. So again, that 13 is negative. Scorpio, perhaps there was a passing. It's not a death card per se, but perhaps there was a passing and it knocks you and it stopped you seeing things clearly. You allowed others to manipulate you because it was easier while you was grieving. Yeah, somebody here is indulging in drink or is very depressed or is just drained. This is Cancer energy. Could be Cancer of any gender, cusper. So early Cancer is Gemini, late Cancer is Leo. This is strings attached to love and very much alcohol for some. The answer to your question is yes, whatever that question may be. And for those of you, if you have failed with a pregnancy and feeling low because of that, Spirit is saying it will be fine. There will be a baby, just not yet. You're not with the right team, or you're not in the right place, or the medical facilities aren't helping. And again, we have the dog. So those born in the year of the dog, massively important. So somebody, like I said, may be blamed for something they didn't do. Somebody will be found out because they've been blaming someone for something they didn't do. Maybe someone is saying it's your fault when it's actually theirs. Mercury retrograde is not here yet. I don't know when the next one is. It's not for a while yet. So the 51, it's reinventing yourself. Making a new beginning, a fresh start. So 51. My nose is off like Billy O and it's on the outside, so it's going to be an argument. And it's not going to be a small one. Massive argument with a feminine, divine feminine. Or the world is going to be arguing. Mishaps are like knives. You can't see the knives in that one, but the knives are there. That either serve us or cut us as we grasp by the blade or the handle. The name James or Russell and the name Lowell could be important. Mercury retrograde is regarded as a time when things tend to go wrong. In actuality, it marks a 3.5-week period where any important action should be postponed. So even though we're not in Mercury retrograde, that is maybe why you are not taking action. 3.5 weeks. It happens about 3 or 4 times a year. It goes through the motion called retrograde, which means to go back or retreat. So maybe that's what you've got to do for now. Live to fight another day. It's a slippery wit, fluency, adaptability. This inner planet, so close to the sun, appears to be going backwards. It is not. The retrograde movement of the planet is just an illusion because the Earth is orbiting the sun at a different speed than Mercury and the other planets. Still, from an astrological point of view, planets in retrograde motion cause potent effects on the Earth below. No planet goes retrograde as often as Mercury because it's never more than 28 degrees from the sun. And because of this, it is given the dubious phrase that when something goes awry, many acclaim Mercury must be retrograde. Mercury isn't a predictable planet going along its normal direct path, but once it goes retrograde, it is akin to trying to drive a car backwards. All things ruled by Mercury suddenly begin to wobble and go off kilter. However, if you're a writer, when Mercury is retrograde, it's the perfect time to revise your writings. Mercury is the counterpart of Hermes, so the messenger, the postman, the delivery man. The Greek Olympian god, the sly trickster, who is not, again the Seven of Swords, only big on pranks but also false moves. He is the god of transition. There we go. So, Scorpio, transformations, transitions. It may mean the transition on a car. I think that's what you Americans call it. I don't know what we call it. So, Hermes conveys information. The name Hermes has to do with speech and implies a translator. It's false moves and roads and boundaries, which we're seeing a lot of in England at the minute. When the information comes in wrongly because of Mercury's unpredictable retrograde motion, nothing seems to go right. Firstly, when this card comes up in a reading, back up all your equipment, your computers, your cell phone numbers and address books. And Spirit have been saying for a long time there will be an internet outage. And anything to do with technology or mechanics. Electrical appliances purchased at this time may end up needing to be returned. Any sales items will often turn out to be massive duds, and that includes electric cars. Don't make the mistake of purchasing a vehicle at this time either. If you are to have a vehicle repaired, expect making another visit to the shop to have something revised or corrected. How long will this period last, you ask? Give the matter 1 week and then ask the same question again. Well, we'll be asking in a week anyway. You will want to carefully go over any contract you sign. I would suggest not to. And check any emails or letters you send. If you're about to leave on a trip, leave early because you must expect unusual delays to occur. And make sure you have clothing for all types of weather because the temperature and conditions are about to change. Mundane matters aside, retrograde planets are said to be more empathic. And that means that strangely, we are more silently and internally keyed into energies. So, noticing spirit around you. These causes unusual and fated meetings and occurrences to happen. You may meet up with someone you haven't seen in years at a most unexpected place. You may have a conversation with someone with whom you've only a superficial relationship, and then suddenly you connect to that person, causing a much deeper rapport. If you are asking about the strengthening of a relationship, this is not a good time to get married, but it's an excellent time to renew your vows. It's not a good time to initiate a divorce or end a relationship, considering how soon Mercury comes forward. But we're not in Mercury retrograde, so. Because if you do, the relationship may suddenly get back on its legs again. If you're feeling hopeless, which you are, and worried that a relationship is never going to work, the Mercury retrograde card is actually a good one. It means there is more to this than you know, because somebody's been lying. And that the possibility of this relationship going ahead again is very likely. It's also a fortuitous time to connect with lovers from the past. It's time to revise, reinvent, and renew. The tree spirit, what did I say about roots? Is a time of strength and growth and stability, but not where you are now, because that's stagnating. The number 10 means endings and change. So it opened itself. The tree spirits are amazing allies to work with. They symbolise strength and groundedness. What did I say about not being grounded? By showing us how to put down roots, which creates a strong platform for anything to grow well. Trees teach us to grow in a sustainable manner. Slow and steady wins the race. They never rush anything, and if they come across obstacles, they simply work around them slowly and overcome them. I call in the tree spirit to help me learn to slow down, to rest, take some time out. To grow my business, there it is, the business, sustainably, that won't burn me out. I call on them when I feel vulnerable or overwhelmed and ask them for strength. There we are, vulnerable and overwhelmed. Healing and guidance. There's the healing and guidance, if you ask for it. Because if you don't ask, they can't give. They never let me down. When was the last time you sat under a tree? And when was the last time you tried to connect to a tree? Maybe never. How do we connect? We simply be in their presence, ask for their help, their guidance, and find imagery on how to connect to me. So have your eyes closed and take notice of the images that come to you. Those are downloads from spirit. Sometimes it can be a whole story they send you, like a daydream. By drawing this card, the trees are reached out to you. Is there a tree you can sit under and be in the presence of? Can you go to the botanical gardens or somewhere quiet with the trees and really be present with them? Whatever they are trying to tell you right now, they are always work from a place of calm. What did we say at the beginning? They said calmness is our best weapon, and quiet. They move slowly and steadily, so this itself may be the answer you seek. The trees, like the legendary wild tree, Yggdrasil, and many different civilizations, keep the world bound together. And if we cut down those trees, the links will be severed. The veils are thinning due to the amount of logging, so it is vitally important that we look after the trees in any way possible. And that is my big thing with the climate supposed crisis. Find organisations that help replant trees or work to stop unnecessary logging. Be active in your community in looking after sacred trees and even paying special attention to any you have in your own home. The Celtic tree calendar, which now we're going to have to take an look at, aren't we, is a great place to start with learning more about the trees and what they have to offer us. This was life-changing for me. So they're telling us we must take we must take an organ. So we haven't done one of these for a while. We'll miss out the I Ching and we'll have an Urgam and a rune. So we'll have that one. Mewing, the vine. Now the vines, if you leave it untended, can take the roof off. Mewing. I'm not going to read you it all because you know they go on forever. So we'll look for the main points. 107 may mean something to you. So what we know about the vine, it's the number 10. There we are. Well done, Spirit. As is that. Number 10. The base joint of the thumb. The will. The will to live, the will to be, your will. It could be an actual will of somebody who's passed, but usually it means your will. The will to live, the will to be. The stone is mabrakt, variegated speckled, amethyst, and the titmouse is the bird. The goddess is Danu and the muses, and the spiral, which is the DNA. And it's Venus. We've just talked about Venus in the astrology. It's the choice between material things and love. The flower essence is it doesn't say, but what it does say is love, esteem, trickery, communication, which we just spoke about. Strongest of powers, path of the voice, back of the ox, affection of man. Where's that flower essence then? What is it? It's not in here, which is very strange. So it's the 10th consonant of the Celtic language. There was a ban on eating blackberries because the fairies, it is a tree of joy, exhilaration and wrath. So all of those mentioned. It's known as the bramble in Britain and you can't very well kill it off. The autumn equinox and the fruiting of the dream world. It's a symbol of intertwining of the consciousness and unconscious mind. It's a sign that liberation from inhibitions, so no longer being inhibited. It's gentle and systematic release from the constraints of logic and rationality. Mewing is divine inspiration and channeled creativity. Van tells you that the inner key to your problem awaits an inspired solution. The truth is shining from within you and beyond. You are challenged to follow your intuitive instincts, which is turning your back, listening to spirit, and speaking your truth. Well done, Spirit. So, what can I tell you? I am the hill of poetry, a gift of the living. Queen of the dawn, queen of the clouds, queen of the planet, queen of the stars, queen of the rain, queen of the dew, queen of the well, queen of the sky, queen of the flame, queen of the light, queen of the spear, queen of the globe, Mother Earth, queen of the elements, queen of the heavens, queen of the moon, queen of the sun. On the earth, in the air, through the fire, by the water, I am ecstasy, divine moon's daughter. The 9 muses were the Greek goddesses of inspiration, learning, arts and culture. According to Hesiod's Theogony, Zeus lay the Mnemosyne memory for 9 days. and she gave birth to the Muses, who rejoiced in their bright dancing places on Mount Helicon, 9 voices united in one song. In ancient time, all learning was under the patronage of the Muses, and they were the inspirers of poetry, music, and art. It was common for schools, teachers, to have a shrine to the Muses, and any place dedicated to them was known as museum, the source of the word museum. When Plato founded the academy, he dedicated a shrine to the goddess of learning. Aristotle's school, the Peripatus, also possessed a shrine which contained statues of the Muses. The famous Museum of Alexandria, founded by Ptolemy I, was a temple of learning dedicated to the Muses. Before poets or storytellers would recite their work, it was customary for them to first invoke the inspiration and protection of the Muses. Danu is also known as Danan, the Irish Dana, the Greek Dion, the Welsh Don, and Anu. She is also called Mother of the Gods, the Great Mother, and she's not happy because she's in the reverse. Where's she gone? Mother Earth is unhappy. It's a teacher and wisdom. It is said that Danu is the power of the land, never to be overcome by mortals. Her power is in the imagination of those who see magic in the twilight mist between the worlds. Her powerful presence can aid you in achieving anything you desire, especially motherhood and fertility. What did I say? Those of you that have failed will, if you believe. Healing of children, magic, and anything creative. As Mother of God, she was patron goddess of the Tuatha De Danann. The Tuatha De Danann, the people of the goddess Danu, became the gods and goddesses of the sons of Mil. After they were driven underground, the Tuatha De Danann became known as the Fae and were said to inhabit the Sade. The Sade, or the She, because it's Irish and it's spelled funny, is a magical place beneath the large mound in Ireland. So the Irish. Danu is not only the fairy queen, she is also goddess of the water. Her name appears across Europe, the Danube River, Denmark, the Don River. In the beginning it is said that she watered the first oak tree from the heavens and granted life to earth. From that tree fell 2 acorns, which grew to be Dagda and Brigid. And remember, Brigid is our saint. I made my Facebook page on her day, the 1st of February. A swan is symbolic of hair, representing purity of the female and gracefulness of motherhood. In County Kerry, Ireland, there is a paps of Anu, connecting Danu to the land in a very ancient way. Our ancestors worshipped the land in the form of a gentle mother. The titmouse. Why is a titmouse in the next place? Amagan says, I am a hill of poetry, and this is the month of the poet. So the titmouse is the least easily abashed of birds. Both band together in companies in the month and go on circuits in search of liberal hand. And as the titmouse climbs spiraling up a tree, so the spiral again, so the poet always spirals to immortality. So words are weapons. The name Robert Graves and the colour white. The titmouse is always seen before its head. Tom Tit. Peter, we've already spoke about Peter. Intruders in the territory. So there's intruders in Ireland. Something small, a mouse, a corruption of the Old English. Small bird, a little bird told me something. Also, 2 forms of tufted titmouse appear in Texas. Black-crested titmouse and tufted titmouse. They form long-term pair bonds, and the male feeds his mate through the breeding season while she incubates the eggs. So it looks like somebody is birthing something new. Amethyst is a powerful crystal and has a wide range of metaphysical uses. It is said to bring serenity, the peace that Spirit wants to bring to you, the day off, the time of rest. The stone of contentment, soothing and calming. This makes a good stone for meditation. Its shielding power can ward off negative energies while attracting and amplifying positive ones. Amethyst is a good stone to help you cope with sadness and grief. And there is sadness with that gentleman, wherever he's gone, the King of Cups. It's about honesty and uprightness. There's your honesty, and where is he? That's the uprightness, integrity. Especially in the business world. And inspiration. New ideas. Open pathways to your true higher self. This makes it a good stone for those seeking spiritual growth. In antiquity, the word amethyst was indiscriminately applied to almost any purple gemstone, including purple garnet and purple sapphire. The word means not drunken. What did I say? Somebody is drowning their sorrows. It's time to sober up because you're going to be needed. Especially if you used to wear a uniform. Keep drinkers sober no matter how much wine they consume. A late Smith described amethyst as a nymph who loved the wine god. And when he scorned air, amethyst withered and hardened into stone that would always oppose the effects of wine. So somebody needs to stop drinking. Dig deep on this one. Oh, and it's the big kiss. So, X signing something, perhaps, like we said. But it is telling you that Spirit loves you, doesn't it? If you remember. Excuse me. There it is. So, this is the gift. It's important in every society as a gesture of mutual respect. Excuse me. Let's pause you, I had a coughing fit, sorry. The custom is meant to bind people together. This may be why we still mark affectionate letters with an X to denote a kiss. While in previous ages, when most people were illiterate, documents were signed with an X. I wouldn't suggest you sign anything at the minute. To signify the acceptance of a contract or agreement. Bringing the aspects of a relationship to the fore, Gibo signifies both the donor and the recipient. What did we say again about organ donors? All should be well as long as there are conditions and both parties know their limits, and I suggest that somebody's lying to you in this case, of their agreement. Even if nothing material is actually given, the payment for the gift may come in the form of a simple gratitude. But if that is withheld, then resentment and quarrels will be the result. The same applies to the giver. A present should be given with an open heart. Otherwise, the giver will feel forced into obligation and the recipient will feel worthless. And we're going back to this codependent situation at the beginning. First card, remember? So, when Gibo appears, it is certain that you will feel honor bound to help someone out very soon. However, it is important to judge exactly how much you should help and give. After all, If you're too generous, then this needy person may become overly reliant upon you. And if you're not generous enough, you could be considered a skinflint and your reputation could suffer. So that goes back to the 4. Holding on too tightly with greed or hiding money from others for years. Somebody's been lying about it. The final card then, I think we'll have the light workers because we need some light on this subject, that's for sure. And remember, the song was Wanted Dead or Alive. So somebody doesn't care how they get hold of you as long as they get you. So, and somebody's being blamed for something they didn't do. Yeah, we are birthing a new age into being. So that's Mother Earth is impatient for us to get on with it. Because where we are is stagnant and it's not working. So birthing a new beginning. Number 92. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. What we manifest is what will take place. Often our path is exactly the one we don't feel prepared to walk. Yep, sticking in your comfort zone, refusing to face the chaos. Walk it anyway. Often what is rising feels far bigger than we could possibly hold. Be a container for it anyway. Often our creations seem to have a wild, uncontrollable consciousness of their own. Birth them anyway. Often what is ours to do is the very thing that most intimidates us, the very thing we don't want to do. Be courageous and do it anyway, because we are birthing a new age. Right now, we're in transition, there's that word again, between ages. In the process of allowing the old cycle to fall away and the new to rise, like driving in a fog and trusting the road will appear ahead, we need to release old identities and ways that no longer serve us, using our intuition as a compass. You are part of a group of souls who have been incarnated at this significant period of history, and who would have thought a couple of years ago that it would be this significant? Preparing for this exact time, dreaming a new world into being. Magdalene's sisters, daughters of Isis, Essenes priestesses, witches, mystics, healers, seers, artists, midwives, visionaries, guardians of the earth, and storytellers from times past. It is time to give permission and space for what is beckoning within you to be born. We are dreaming a new world into being. So look at this card, imprint it on your heart and repeat, I am open to surrendering to the creation that are wanting to be birthed through me. May I be of service in a way that delights my mind, body and soul. I will do anything that you don't like. Please use me, please lead me, please show me the way. Perfect reading. Spot on as always. Thank you, Astral DJ. Speak soon. Take care. Bye.